Very much once again, gentlemen. This is going to be, well, I believe probably the easiest 2-0 that Nexus can possibly have at this point. Budapest Corvini have lost to Nexus in the past on cash, and it has been some pretty spectacular losses. I'm going to go with that 16-3. It is harsh, but I believe it to be true. Pistol round, Budapest Corvini starting things off on the T side. Will get themselves in towards the BS site very, very quickly here, and they will get some suppression onto SXE, but push them out the angle out towards the tree area, but more damage has been done to the Budapest Corvini side. This T side is not able to land themselves those shots. They will get the bomb down and force the retake out of Nexus. So not a great start from Nexus, at least. They will get that first pick of 5 on forward, and soon this retake becomes significantly easier now, as it will be Crossy coming on through towards the tree area. No utilities. Foda is just going to get taken down easily, as by Cosme and Jackson going to get Gabeson as well, and it will be SXE coming in from heaven, taking down Twist. Last man alive, RML out towards Checkers, and 4 men stay alive for the Nexus side, with the defuse coming in for the pistol round to the CT side once again.
I think what you could do here is you could take the words we muttered in that last game and apply them to this one just as much, because, yes, that's right. That's a solid start for Nexus. It's exactly what they want. We're not going to be complaining. It's nothing to kind of dart around the bush about. They are going to be happy days. They get themselves pistol, of course, and I as much as I feel like, you know, the way it's put across almost makes you sound like you got out on the wrong side of the bed this morning. You just got that vendetta against Nexus. You're probably right at the same time, right? Like, I feel like it's gonna be a pretty simple 2-0. As much as I don't want to admit to it, I don't want to agree to it. I feel like, yeah, it's a brutal statement, but it's one that is certainly gonna look like it's gonna hold true. It's gonna be a telling factor how these first few rounds are gonna go too. Bear in mind, it'll be interesting to see if Corvini do show any fight at all. They are gonna try and squeeze that up on towards the safe site, but again, not before swift decapitation arrives, as Nexus are just gonna leave them headless.
Taking down 2 players at least. So Budapest Corvini still showing signs of life, but not going to be a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. It is going to be Nexus with a very easy rebuy. 3 players staying alive, and it will be the AKs out to play in the next round. Second bomb plant didn't come through, so not the best of utility-wise, but they have got 3 smokes on their side, so execution potential is on the cards for the Corvini side. And Collar, meanwhile, will use his aim duels, and is a good aim from the boost spot to try and take down the first. We'll take down Jaxi. It's down on 5-on-4 already, so Corvini, early man advantage is exactly what they needed at this point. And they will take liberties out towards A-Main and Squeaky as well. Bomb, once again, not committing to a site. They like doing this. They like leaving the bomb back out towards their half of the map, not committing it into any particular position where it could get taken down. So in a situation like this, where RML goes out of the action, you don't lose it in the middle area. It's a 4-on-4. Yes, the man advantage does swing back to evens, but the health is still slightly to the favor of the Corvini side. As now Zell going to try to continue that man advantage back to the Nexus side. Color comes back with a quick trade. Twist going to get BTN, so now he's down to a 1-man advantage for Corvini once again. Bomb's going to get picked up. They have control of the A site, and Cosme and SXE going to be up for a retake here. Doable, but pretty unlikely, as it is A site, and Budapest Corvini have themselves an extra man on their side.
SXE going to try to be smart here, smoking off A-Main, blocking in, the sort of switch rotate that the T-side do try and employ, as he is then going to push up on towards Forklift, and they'll pretty much take the counter flank from MBK and such, as long as they can find this frag, which isn't even the case as Color does stay crouched, but the trade does come in. Twist is able to take the head right off of Cosme, and that is going to put Budapest Corvini on the board. Nexus left with a broken economy, an ability to go for a buy if they so choose in terms of the balancing act of taking Cosme and the code down for 2k. But what is their choice actually going to be? They're going to invest a little bit in Deagles and 5.7s, and then keep the rest in the bank. As Budapest Corvini should be able to take their second here in this game is looking a little bit tighter than people originally expected. SXE going for the quick drop down, of course, going to try and see if he can force that fight in B main. The Deagle, a pretty good weapon for those longer range engagements, if it can find that headshot.
Which it will. Beautifully done. Gabeson's down already to 5-on-4, and SXE will take a little bit more of a passive angle out towards the B site now. Aggression coming in from the C2s, meanwhile on A. Will be Foda getting down BTN, but Zell will trade and get refragged as a 3 versus 3, so the man advantage does not go to the favor of Budapest Corvini so quickly here. There is still, of course, the issue of the weapon advantage that does favor Budapest Corvini by a mile here. 3 AKs on their side. A 5.7 Deagle and a USP to be playing with for Nexus here. Minute to go for Corvini. It looks like they're going to try and make their way in towards A main. Bomb's on its way. It's going to get backed up by Color that's just slipping in behind it. And Foden now just peeking out, looking for info, looking for a pick, looking for a nice crisp headshot if he can find it. And Jaxi now will call it out. It's going to be an A site. Hit the Molotovs will be expended. The grenades will go down and he will find that first player. Doesn't spot the bomb just yet, but he'll still have that info regardless. It's Foden down at 18 HP, 30 seconds on the clock. And Jaxi, if he just has to peek out, take down a bomb plot, and that would be excellent for him. But Color is moving quickly on towards site. Takes down a first, takes down a second. SXE going to be able to get Twist at least, stop the bomb plot for a second. And Cosmine's coming in the backhand side. He might be able to take down two. He's got himself a UMP. But there it is, he peeks away at the wrong angle and the wrong timing. And Color will take him out of the action. 2 players stay alive, and Budapest Corvini will get themselves a second on the board to even the scoreline.
That was pretty damn close there. That UMP had 2 low players to find. It literally came down to timing and who would peak where, when, and what time. But we had a result. We saw how it unfolded. And it does give Budapest Corvini that second, as we discussed. Now they go into this with a bit of an edge on the blind. The fight to be taken straight up in mid, though. Gabeson looking for that early headshot, isn't quite able to connect, and instead they are just going to fountain their way through. And a mid setup here to certainly be just mentioned, I think it has to be said, as RML tries to abuse Vent, but Cosmine is going to be able to win that fight just by peeking out and being sensible about it a little bit. This isn't no 1-3-1. This is the fun fact here. Instead, it's you've got 2 players playing up on A, just holding the side together. You're going to put BTN on Shroud with the UMP. That's a fair shout, but the mid hold is what's curious here. 2 players, kind of third rotator, very odd stuff, but it works out for them. Cosmine picks up both of those kills when the push comes in.
2 versus 4 immediately off the bat for the Nexus side. Foda's also going to try peek, so he can take down BTN, but BTN has the angle locked out. He knows exactly what to do. He does take him down. SXE, last man alive. Or last kill for his side. Twist goes 4 lane. 3 versus 2 will be the scoreline. Budapest Corvini are down to pistols once again. Actually an AWP in an awkward force buy. We've been seeing this kind of force buy come out a lot more and more over the past few weeks, and to me it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. You get the AWP, glass cannon of all things, and you get yourself pistols to back it up. It's a bit of a waste of money when you could just save it and try to see if you can get yourself together a better buy, drop a few weapons in the next round where you will have some more for a full rifle buy up. And Budapest Corvini, I'm not sure if that's miscommunication, a bit of a misplay, or whether that was what they intended, but either way, it will be Nexus proving my point and taking down 1 to SXE, looking for his third, tapping away with the ESP, knows that Corvini can end up falling so quickly, he drops the bomb, Jaxi comes in, takes down 1, and the AWP is the only thing to do some serious damage. SXE with a triple kill, Jaxi with a double, and Nexus clean up the whole show. 4-2, 2-man lead, or 2-round lead, sorry, for the Nexus side.
Again, starting to build up their lead, something Nexus certainly want to do as the potential victors for this matchup, the one that everyone foretell as being that Titan team. For Budapest Corvini, what do you do here? What do you do in these next few rounds? Do you start to make rapid changes in play, or do you just stick with what you know and try and crack through the shell that is Nexus? Because you could say that Budapest Corvini, it kind of feels like they are walking on feathers almost in the plays they're making. They're not really taking too many risks. Instead, it's very just, all right, let's push this, let's do that. But I want to see something a bit more fluid from them. Something they know, but at the same time, something where that element of being off the cuff, trying to make that sporadic play. As they do go for a bit of a burst play out towards A. Credit to them, but these pistols, they don't quite have the firepower you need to make that work.
That was a standard eco, of course. Once again, hampering back to the point I was making about that force buy, exhausting every single little fund from the Corvini side. No real presence in that round, and like you said in that last round as well, walking on feathers with just a standard eco now. AK is going to get brought up instead for these guys. 4 smokes, 2 grenades, a myriad of flashbangs for Budapest Corvini to work with. At least they got a little bit of utility to work with, but he's going to have to deal with the push from the CT side, and actually Cosmine's going to get punished for it. Gabeson will take him down. And now the grenades will try and bring on for receiving and line up 2 more. Does actually take a second kill, but SXE is there for the trade. It's still a 4 versus 3, however. Gabeson doing good work for his side, taking a 1-man advantage regardless of the fact that he does get traded out. So Budapest Corvini now going to be in a much better position to try and make this take on the A side. It does look like work here. They start themselves 3 smokes in play here. So an execution looks like it will be coming on through. RML with the smoke out towards quad, and then BK corner. Looks like also the smoke cross will get smoked off as well. But meanwhile, Zell just peeking on through, and actually he shuts down the whole thing with the execution. Could even come on the cards, flicks around for his 3rd kill, and Jaxi comes in and takes down the 4th. Nicely done with the CT push coming in from Nexus. Zelzera, beautifully done from his side. Triple kill for him will bring a 6th to the Nexus lineup.
That was a dirty flick at aim from Zell there. I can't retract from that. I don't want to try and stay professional. I'm going to throw that out the window real quick. That was just, no, you can't do that. That is absolutely terrible stuff to do to your opposition right there. Just going for those 180 flicks as you just walk all over them. Gabeson at least brings something back for the team, but they're not before running for everyone else. No, he's got that spray pattern down pat anymore. He just got to control it, gets himself a smooth little double kill, looking for a triple as well if he can find it. Foda and Gabeson both will combine to at least tap away the 2 frags apiece, and hey ho, they have an advantage, but a flash is being thrown in mid, and does Foda have any idea what's going on? Is he going to be a man blind in motion? I feel like he is. He's dealing a little damage, yep, and he's going to get wallbanged by BTN, who literally has read him like a book.
Meanwhile, the presence on the B site is strong, and SXC is going to have to deal with a take, but it doesn't matter because he's got 7 HP, still has the balls to jump up on the default box and get himself the quadra kill. I think that's the second time this series that he has done something like that. It's 7-2, and Nexus, once again with the outclassing here on the Budapest Corvini side, have got themselves one within winning the half at this point. At such an early point in the half here, it's not looking good to be a T-side player, as the AKs will get force bought by Budapest Corvini. It looks like they're trying to set up for a counter boost. Meanwhile, on the Nexus side, but Color's going to take down Jaxi. Second kill comes in, and RML going to take down BTN, and the entire middle presence is going to get shut down by the Budapest Corvini side. A 5 versus 2 immediately for this T side. Nexus is going to get shut down immediately. I see what they were trying to set up, but Corvini were just a little bit faster to the mark, and as a result, they come out on top with a 3-man advantage. SXC going to see if he can try and make a little bit more work in middle. However, drops the bomb, but does get traded out. So now Zelzera, last man alive, out towards Highway, going to get closed in by several T-side players from several different angles. Indeed, Gabeson will get dinked, but takes him down at the end of the day. 7-3, Budapest Corvini finally getting themselves up that third score. And the question is, will my little prediction end up going to hell very quickly here?
Little.
Is the question.
I think we're ignoring the elephant in the room if you're defining a prediction to little. I want you to recount the way that you kind of did the introduction to the second match. I don't think that was by any chance little.
Okay, fair play. My pretty big ballsy prediction. Jaxi.
It's also it's a little shot there from Jaxi with the ult. Very small in nature. RML going to go for a bit of a tiny jump up on the boost. If he can find it, of course. Self-boosting is the way forward now in life. Twist does get a nice little frag on towards SXC, though, to at least bring back some sort of integrity to this terrorist lineup. But they are not in all that comfortable spot right now, as still being 4 for 4 isn't all that good on paper, but that's not really the problem. The problem is the positioning. Nexus, they have the read on exactly what Budapest Corvini are doing, and they've adapted to that every single time.
4 versus 4 here. It is a little health advantage for the Budapest Corvini side, but Twist is going to make that very nicely backswing to the T side favor. Man advantage for T's now. They're going to have to deal with Zelzera as they do look to cross and enter in towards the B site. Smokes will kind of go out, try to see if they can block off Tree. But once again, there's still Zell trying to hold off the angle, and Jack's actually going to get pulled the rotation. They've sold the fake. This has actually been beautifully done, but BTN is going to read onto the player heading in towards middle. Now rotate to the A site, and I think he hears all the footsteps, and Jaxi will get called out. It's going to be an A hit, 30 seconds on the clock, all onto BTN. Can he hold off the push coming on through here? One up towards the top of the rafters there. Jaxi going to take him down. BTN coming in onto Twist as well, all on RML. 1 versus 3. A great fake from Budapest Corvini. Could fall apart at the very last second here. The AWP watching the cross. Bomb's not even on his back. He's got to go ahead and recover it, and they actually do have vision on it from the CT side. Zelzera spots out the last player. RML gets tagged down, and now the CTs will start closing the gap between them and an 8th round on the board.
Bit of a paint train right now, isn't it, really? Budapest just kind of running out of steam. Okay, give me a scoreline. Give me a scoreline right here, because I'm thinking 16-5.
You know what? If it doesn't go 16-3, and I'm still going to stand by that for the time being.
Wait, you think it's going to go 16-3? I feel like 16-3 rate is one of those predictions. It's kind of like, you know, it's like you're standing at a roulette table and you're thinking, you know, you're pretty confident it's going to be odd here, but is it safe? Is it safe to go for that bet? I don't know. There's always a chance they're able to sneak in that one round, and that could ruin you. All your profits gone for the day. You've just been made a fool at the table. You got to be careful here. Much like they are with the way they take a peek on top of red. But there's the punishment. There's that bet that gets snuck on through. And it goes 3 for 3. This is where the test comes back into gear again. As Budapest Corvini are going to find themselves sitting down, taking that examination. But what do they do here? Can they actually come through on top of this one? Nexus starting to eke up through Highway and CT combined, waiting the trusty teammate to come in from the flank as well. Jaxi winning that first fight with the AWP. The second should be forged in a main. That should be a nice and even trade. Jaxi again with the AWP though, doing so much work. And then he's just going to fly out on the site and get straight on that bomb. Twist, you've already lost the round. It's already over. Stop fighting.
9-3. Once again, I do stand by that scoreline. It is quite a big risk. Yes, Flakes, you're right about that. But at the end of the day, the only thing I'll be losing is not my money, it'll be my credibility at best.
This is why you walked away with no money at the casino. That's all I'm saying.
This is true. Don't remind me of that. 9-3. Nexus, a 6-round lead against Budapest Corvini, and Budapest Corvini with just pistols here in this matchup. In this round here, just the Eagles, PT50s, Tech 9s. Try and land those sweet 1Ds, but Twist is just going to find himself the tag at nothing more than that. Gabe's also going to get dinked down as well to 68 and 69 on Jaxi. Will trade even so far for the health advantage. Although information is going to go to the favour of Nexus, and indeed they will be able to win it out with the AWPs and AKs in play. Jaxi with 2 nice, beautiful flicks. Twist does eventually land his 1D onto Cosmin, and Color going to see if we can try back onto one onto BTM, but 12 HP is very undoable. Zelzera knows exactly what Foda's playing at, trying to play the lurk on the A site and get the bomb down, get themselves the plant, get themselves the economical advantage, but he's going to deny it and leave them in a very bad spot for this 10-3 scoreline. Nexus steamrolling their way with a nice advantage towards the end of the half here. Round number 14 on the board. Full AKs and AWPs out for the T side, and Nexus vice versa with the M4s and AWP. Plenty of utility for everybody else. Budapest Corvini slightly limited though, only 3 smokes on their side.
Boost again being employed. Color this time making it work after rounds and rounds of failure. Finally something comes up on top, but then the Molotov and frag grenades land on a main. Goodbye map control, Budapest Corvini. Nexus, they're playing this game smart. They're not just a team all aim no brain. No, they're actually dealing with this one the right way. They start to lose any sort of hold and grasp they had on mid, so they just take a main away from them. Now I think, arguably in a stand-up matchup, I would give a huge edge to having that map control in mid. But I don't feel like this T-side know how to deal with it right now, because they're not really making advantage of that. You see, they've got one player, Gabeson, grouping up and playing around white box, but he's still not taking the fights. He's still having no impact. This allows free roam rotates to come over from highway down from this A site, which exactly is going to be the case because they're confident it's not going to be that A take. It should be a B split. When you have mid control going in through vents, it's such a big win for you to go towards that B split. But you got to find the frags to back it up. Color again with the AWP. Just be that hard carry. They don't check white box, but BTN, what is that? Continuous spray transfer, double kill. Check, check, check. Knock it over.
We've still got to deal with the 1 versus 3 retake here, and Twist has a good read onto where he is holding passive, and BTN trying to land that wallbanger. If he tried that about 2 seconds earlier, he probably might have been able to get that killed, but not to be the case here. Coming in towards heaven, Color's watching the angle and Photos up for the backstab. If BDN doesn't fall to the AWP, he'll fall to the AK, and Budapest Corvini will claim themselves a 4th round here on their T side. So they have that much going for them. Potential to take a 10-5 scoreline, very similar to how we saw it to go down on Inferno, but if this is anything like Inferno, then Nexus should be able to shut them down in a 16-6 fashion. So let's see how it goes for the last round of the half for the time being. AWPs for Color and Jaxi. 3 M4s, UMP on Cosmin. 4 AKs out for the Budapest Corvini side. And aggression will be taken by this CT side. Budapest Corvini presence in the middle, looking for whatever they can. Actually, they're not accounting for the squeaky push coming through here from the CT. This could be very, very good. Finally, Twist does peek around, taking down BTM, but doesn't expect Zelzera, who takes down 1. Color comes back with an AWP shot onto him. It's going to be a 4-on-3 situation. Favors the Budapest Corvini side already in the early parts of this round.
A lot of time left for Budapest Corvini to try and toy with as well as they begin to basically extrapolate this round out until the larger side of things. A few fights to be taken here and there. It's a nice little trading game being employed by Nexus, but this time they're not in a commanding lead, and that means that trades aren't actually all that plentiful for them. They do flank in from mid. UMP actually doing a fair chunk of work as well to bring it back to a 2-for-2. Well, then a flash comes down, and that blinding storyline is going to really start to hurt the Nexus side, as SXC is basically going to have to go out on a limb here and do it all himself. As he gets a free peek on towards Color, and a second on towards RML, getting knocked down to just 22 HP. Now for a 1 versus 1, Cosmin ready to meet his maker, holds an angle, And of course, RML just shoved his stuff right into it.
Nicely done there from Cosmin. 2 kills for him alongside the double from SXE. Almost got into the triple in that round, but not to be the case. 11-4 favor of the Nexus side. So Budapest Corvini going to have themselves at least slightly one up from the pistol buffer, but there's still a lot of work for them to do. Once again, a very similar situation. We're talking about a potential for overtime for this T side. Corvini really going to be sweating the bullets here because this is map 2 as well. Nexus 1, map number 1. If they lose this one again, then that's it. They're at the playoffs, and Nexus will go to the semi-finals to face off against Forceby. So there is a decent amount of pressure for the Corvini side at this present point in the tournament here. Foda with a defused kit as a pistol round does come into play here. Corvini with the CT side, Nexus with the T side. Tech9, Raid Boss, and Cosmin and SXE will go in with the smoke on his side of things. And Nexus is going to go for a squeaky main split. And actually one player also in middle, actually BTN. This could be a very nice war on 3 fronts if Nexus can make it work out to their favor. In fact, information is going to get spotted. And here it comes. Cosmin knows exactly that there's one towards squad. Using the Tech9 Ravens to try and get that entry frag. Will find color, and that is going to be all the CT presence on the site itself. Shut down. RML holding back towards Trucks. Going to get taken out by BTN. And BTN going a little bit further. Going to try to see if he can make the P2K work. And he will take down Foda. Gabeson, meanwhile, going to get Zelzera out towards the highway area. But they're getting sandwiched in by 2 sides here. From the A side, they'll defend. And from CT, they will attack. SXE kicks round, getting himself 2 kills. And a 12th round on the board for Nexus.
He just charged forward. Literally no holding back. And I just asked the question of what can Budapest Corvini actually do? They just... I'd raise the point of they're running out of steam or anything like that, but it just doesn't seem like there was any there in the first place. To be blunt about it. 12-4 right now. The UMPs are running circles around this CT side. I don't know if I see any more hope in this match, if I'm honest. I think we may have ourselves our first quarterfinal victors. We're getting to that phase now where things are getting too tough for them to handle. It is going to be the AK of Cosmin just to mop up those frags required. 13-4, 3 left for Nexus to claim to take this first quarterfinal. Budapest Corvini still with no money to spare.
3 rounds left for Budapest Corvini. Oh no, that's not how you want to do that. Not a stab. Don't stab Gabeson RML because you need every chance you're going to get at this point. But Budapest Corvini, last chance saloon for them. They've got 3 rounds to make a round work here. And at the moment, this does not seem like this will be the rule of the day. In fact, it will be SXE to prove my point. 4 kills, easy spray, easy kills, easy skins, easy life. And just like that, within a matter of seconds, Nexus bring themselves up to the rifle buy up here. 4 M4s, 5 M4s coming up for Budapest Corvini. No AWPs on either side, on the Nexus can afford to do so if they want to. They've got themselves a pretty decent bank, so they're going to opt for, well, not the reinvestment, but not even any upgrades. Just going to go for the full AKs, get as much value out of them as they can. Mid-aggression will be gathered by BTN in towards the B-halls, and Dumpster will be the rest of the T-side forces. And Nexus is going to look for that first opening pick that nets themselves a good chance here to take themselves map point and match point. 1 round is all they need, and Budapest Corvini would potentially be down to a full eco here. Indeed, it will go to the favor of the T-side as Cosmin going to be able to get himself 1. Zelzera gets 1, and Foda and Color will try and back into a 3-on-3 at the very least. But the bomber's gone down, so for Budapest Corvini, this is a very, very difficult retake.
SXE wins this hands down. He's playing nice and close in towards Vent. He'll swing out in towards B main the minute that aggression comes in, which is going to be the case. Spots it out, finds 1, goes for the second as well. Secures the follow-up trade. SXE, just the man we predict, is the man to carry the torch on forward. Cosmin stealing the final frag required to push Nexus up on towards 15. Serious point. As Budapest Corvini are just lapsed out of this game. There is nothing they can do really now. Just force up everything you can. All the might of a Scout, Famus, and some Deagles. As this game is over before it even got started, it feels like it's a 15-4. It has been a bit of a whitewash.
Indeed it has. Budapest Corvini with 2 scouts, a FAMAS, a couple of Deagles to try and make this round work. Early mid-aggression will be challenged, and well, it will go 4 for 4 at least, but here come the T side, now just chiming their way on through towards the last 2 members of the Budapest Corvini side. Twist and Gabeson with a mountain of work to do. One player's already left. I think Budapest Corvini know about as well as we do. This one is all over. They may be out of the Adria Masters here as the T side look to ramp up the pressure onto poor old Gabeson, who's just standing face looking for a shot with a deal. Jaxie's also watching the backstep of Twist, and if Twist goes down, and that's going to be it. It will be as SXE gets the Gabeson kill, and 16-4 will be the ending scoreline for our second map of our best of 3 series. Nexus take the whole thing 2-0 and advance.